There's so many creepy places I want to go and check, but too much snow right now. And then very shortly they'll be flooded. All the low areas in here will be, you know, 1.5 feet of water. Hey, 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 drop it, sit, 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 drop it, no, don't lay down, drop it, you got poop, drop it, or something dead. Ew, that's what it is, a rabbit foot. That's disgusting, buddy. But it's not poop. The fox must have got a rabbit. Ugh. 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 We'll just leave that lucky rabbit foot hanging in the tree. No, you're not eating that. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. I don't have it in my hand and I'm not giving it to you. Let's go. Lucky rabbit's foot. That's not what that rabbit's saying. So, you guys know that my wife does not believe in anything that isn't physically provable, or, you know, none of this EVP stuff, none of the spirit box stuff, Bigfoot, UFOs, none of that. Like my wife, no, not a chance. However, she tells me this morning, she says, I have a story for you. And she said, you're going to appreciate this. She said, it was so strange that I'm actually going to tell you. And you guys know that she bought a new phone a couple weeks ago, the iPhone 14. And I bought the new Samsung S23 Ultra, which we're filming on right now. And along with those phones, from Costco came a set of earbuds, okay, for each phone. And my wife really liked them. They're just a cheap set, you know, $30 whatever. But she said, can I have the ones from your phone as well? She wanted one for home and one for the office. I said, okay, so she took them. And the other day they went down to Toronto, my daughter, her friend, and my wife. And my wife had the set that came with her phone. And she could not find the other set. So she packed up the car. She looked everywhere. She thought, well, I must have left them at the office. And they filled the back of the PHEV with all their luggage and stuff. And, it, you know, it was right up to the top. And I don't know, they got somewhere down Barrie or something, and they went to get some gas, and she opened the back of the car, and she said the earbuds that she couldn't find fell out of the car. But then she looked at me, she said, well, they fell out of the car, but they didn't fall out of the car. And I'm like, well, what do you mean? She's like, well, everything was, she's like, we loaded the car, they weren't there. There's no door, like no hatches or anything in the back that you put stuff in. So when she opened the tailgate, it didn't fall out of there. And she said it just like landed beside her, and she couldn't figure out where these came from. She said, it's almost like they dropped out of thin air. She's like, I looked for those for 2 hours. And she said, you know, if they had been loaded in the car, multiple times they had gone in the car and out, she said, all the luggage and stuff would have been on top of it. She's like, and she didn't hear anything roll, you know, she didn't hear these earbuds roll off the top of the luggage. She's like, no idea where these came from. And there has been some strange things happening at the house, guys. I'm telling you, the kitchen door was open the other day. That's weird. Again, yes, I'm just blowing that off as the kids not latching the door, but it was weird. And, you know, now this earbud thing. And I've had a couple of things that I've been looking for, like just things that I swear I didn't leave where they are. You know, camera gear and stuff. I'm always making videos for you guys and have, you know, cameras and SD cards and stuff all over. But I'm very organized. And I kind of know when I'm working on something, okay, this goes here, this is over here, over there on the shelf, I keep the actual cameras, da-da-da. And, you know, I'm like looking for SD cards. Where did they go? I can't find them. And like 3 days later, it's right there on my desk. I'm like, there's no way I did not see that, you know? So it's just, I can't explain it. There's like weird stuff going on. And for my wife to say, hey, this was so weird, I'm going to tell you about it, because she doesn't believe in any of that. So I asked her, I said, okay, well, you know, everybody knows you don't believe in anything paranormal or out of the ordinary like that. I said, what was it? How do you explain that? She said, I can't explain that. She said, I don't know where these came from. She said, it's not like they fell out of the back of the car and landed beside me. She said, it's just like they poof appeared in midair and dropped and landed beside me. She said it was weird. So on that note, I think I'm going to start running the security cameras at home, even when we're at the house, just to get some footage to look at and go over. You guys know before we had a lot of EVPs on there. You know, Gage would be up by himself at 1 o'clock in the morning, and then we would get an EVP and the dog would sit up and look around like he actually heard it, you know? Strange stuff like that. And I think that's because those cameras, the audio is really bad on them. There's a crackle and a background noise, and that seems to be usable by the spirits. They like static. They like this white noise. I mean, all you have to do is go to Grant's channel and look at what he's doing. And I've been thinking about that a lot lately. Okay, guys, I have my doubts about the Spirit Box, Necrophonic, and stuff, the apps that we're putting on our phones. You know, because there is that possibility. These things are made for entertainment. That it's coincidentally falling in line. You know, the answers to our questions and things like that. Yes, there are too many things to be all coincidences. I understand that. But we will always have people saying that is the case until we remove the Spirit Box apps from the equation. And the only way to do that is to do something like Grant's doing, where he's creating white noise with his kitchen tap, recording it, filtering it through software, Crisp software. And there's freaking whole conversations on there, guys. It's crazy. If you don't watch his channel, Optimal Frequency, go check it out. But guys, the research that he's doing, it is freaking mind-blowing. Not only do they answer his questions and it makes sense, if he's talking about something on this subject, the spirits are talking about this subject. They're giving him the names. You know, he says he wants to talk about Nikola Tesla or something like that, and then you will hear Nikola Tesla come through. This is filtered by the AI software. You know, backing up, talking about the same things that he's asking questions about. I can't explain what's going on there. It's absolutely freaking crazy. There are voices on the water. It's, you know, and it's the fact that nobody in the world seems to pay any attention to this or say, hey, what the f*** is going on here? Look what this guy has discovered, you know, and then look at his wacky brother, you know, getting these answers on EVP stuff. Like, guys, like, the other thing I want to mention, okay, I'm getting a shiver down the back of my neck just thinking about it, is, have you ever gone down the rabbit hole so far that you begin to doubt your own existence? I'm telling you lately, another strange thing that has happened is I've been doing a lot of these photo album sessions and talking to the family spirits and that. And even before those sessions, a few times it happened, I get the same message multiple times from the spirits that say my name, and then it says, wake up. And I'm just like, I heard this again in the photo album sessions last week, and I was like, what does this mean? If this is real, what are they telling me? Is the real Gary in a coma somewhere, and he's actually sleeping and dreaming this existence? I don't know what's going on. But multiple times they have said, wake up. And I'm sitting there on the couch the other night thinking about this, and I turn on the Jeff Mara podcast, which is one of the YouTube channels I watch, and he does interviews with guys who have had near-death experiences or astrally projected themselves or traveled or meditated out of body, right? Okay, mostly it's near-death experiencers. And he's got hundreds of interviews on his channel. And so this woman comes up, and she's talking about writing this book, making the choice and understanding why you're here, I guess it was. I forget what the title was. But anyway, here I am thinking about this message that I keep getting saying, wake up. And this is what she starts to say as I'm watching the TV. 2 minutes into the video, she's like telling us we need to wake up. And I'm like, is this a freaking coincidence? I'm thinking about this and then here this video is like, can the real Gary Reed please wake up? Please wake up. What are you sniffing? I don't know unless you tell me, buddy. We're working on Gage's communication skills here. Rabbit or Bigfoot? I think it's rabbit. Come on, let's keep moving. And one of the last things that I forgot to mention earlier is I've been hearing tapping again at night. Oh, there goes a rabbit. I don't know if you guys can see that on the phone. Gage just scared him up. I've been hearing tapping at night. I go to bed. I don't hear anything when we're watching TV. TV's real quiet. My wife's always in bed hours before me. And I don't hear, but as soon as the lights go out, my head hits the pillow, I hear tapping. And then just as I'm about to drift into sleep, I'll hear a loud, I don't know if it's a tap, a knock, a bang, something somewhere in the house. Seems to come from all different places. And it wakes me up and I'm sitting upright going, what was that? And this happens like, if not every night, every second night. So again, I don't know what it is, guys. And that has been happening for years in our house. And no, I couldn't actually have a conversation with it because my wife would be pretty upset with me if I start. I would love to just, whatever part of the room I hear the noise from, say, hello, who's there? What do you want? Tap again. But my wife would literally, 20 years of marriage, 28 years together, she would not appreciate that. I'd be divorced and alone. I may do, you know what? Let's do a session at the house. Let's turn on the security cameras when I'm at home alone. And let's just let them run and record and see if we get anything on the audio. That's a good idea right there. I'm full of good ideas. All right, guys, thanks for joining me today. I just wanted to talk paranormal with you guys a little bit because strange things have been happening, and I'll keep you posted. If anything else happens, maybe we'll even get it recorded. Catch you in the next adventure.